Hello, all. Hello, Miss Kemi's Palm. Sir Laugh a Lot. Hello, Teresa Moog Silver 2. Hoops. Hello, all the mods. Hello, Arizona, South Florida Gator. Cheryl. Hello, Kelly Greer. Hello, I think it was, Jay and Amy just went screaming past. Hello, Coco. Good mod turnout. Good to see you guys in here this evening. Hello, Heidi Hartford and Young at Heart. Angel Lady and Tinker Bell. What are y'all good this evening? Yeah, I saw that. Think you're about to see that number jump for some good reasons. Got a theory. Hello, Camaro Commando. Wait. From China. That always throws me off when you do that. Canada / China. Although, man, you guys picked up some steam on the west side of your country going conservative. I mean, going looking to join the U.S. There's a lot going on in Canada. I can only imagine how the globalists are panicking right now. Panicking. Reading through all those. Hey, I appreciate that, Captain Spiffy, on the likes. Although for you trolls, hit the thumbs down. They count just as much. Which I always get a kick out of trolls. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down." Haven't even listened to it. They've been on it not even 2 seconds. They log on, hit the thumbs down. They only realized that it gets more traction to get people to watch. I think they'd probably stop. So don't tell them. Yeah, like that. Come on, Canada. We'd love to have you. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jerry said I got my VA pension 3 days early. Normally get on a Friday if the first falls on a Saturday. Wonder if there's anything we should read into that or not. Any guess? I have my theories that things will go even lower than the 85 prices, but I think it could take 6 months, maybe even 9 months or more to revert to those prices. It's going to take a while for the market to price in a lot of those. That's why if there's any major changes, I would sit on cash and just be prepared. I don't mean like literally sit on a stack of cash, although, hey, maybe it'll hatch and grow more. Oh, yeah, we can't forget the, I don't have that pulled up right now. Let me pull that up. Just so I have it for future when people ask on the, folks are really starting to chime in on the silent auction. Hopefully, will be so successful that they can do some of these regularly to help fund the efforts at the Anti-Trafficking Bureau. Hopefully so. I'm sorry, guys. I got carried away reading you all. I know we need to get to it because I have whiskey and wisdom tonight. So we should probably just jump right in, knock out some news, and then reconvene for some enjoyment time. Rick, what's your gut saying today? That there's a mad dash to get this done before their election, and I am all about it. Get her done. Matter of fact, let's talk about this one. Oh, Manhattan born. Can you imagine if ATB does a silent auction after this goes? People will be bidding like 10 grand for the cat food, just as a way to say, boom, look at that. Could be kind of fun. Patricia, happy birthday, 70th birthday today. Mary, that's pretty smart. Mary said, my plan is to rent Airbnb and lay low for a while. That's a good plan. Buddy, guys, if you don't know Buddy, he is a very, very key person with the ATB. He's the reason why Fernando and I connected. If it weren't for Buddy, it wouldn't have happened. And there's hundreds of people that most likely would not have gotten rescued if Buddy hadn't been there. So if you ever get a chance, give him a huge shout out. Silent auction's been successful so far, but some items still available. Absolutely. Oops, already got the Whiskey and Wisdom shirt on. I like that. All right, I know. I just got to get to it. A brown-eyed girl at the end of Project Blue Book. They discovered the aliens live on the floor of the ocean. Watch the water. I've seen a lot of conservative podcasters mentioning announcement of an alien invasion. Of course, sounds similar to some things we've been told. Sorry, I'm having fun with y'all's comments. You guys have such an amazing sense of humor. All right, let's get to it. Totally awesome, said Mark. I just checked. I got my VA check. That's a good thing, especially since they're hoping to kick off unrest. That's how desperate the left is, that they want unrest. They are willing to starve people for political gain, and they want unrest, uprisings, whatever it takes. Sounds like right out of the playbook for, I don't know, communist nations. Oh, democratic socialist, same thing. Arguably. All right, let's get to it. Where's that news banner when you need it? Throw it up here. Isn't this interesting? Whoa, wait a minute. Before I unleash it, let's slow. Boom, boom. A mysterious visit and closed door meetings. Trump's envoy arrives in Baghdad secretly and meets with prominent political leaders. That is today being reported out of Iraq today. Has been no official confirmation from the U.S. Embassy, but the Iraqi contacts are like, whoa, we just got last minute private meetings, secret meetings, which is interesting because then we're going to tie it into with another thing that's been making the news since yesterday and today. And I just recycled this article so that you guys could see it. Constitutional clock's ticking. Deputy announces the end date. Parliament's term and reveals last minute sessions. So what we got here, we've got a mysterious secret visit behind doors, closed door meetings, all of a sudden, and we have last minute sessions being scheduled. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about that one. From the bond side, still quiet. We should get some pretty solid news tomorrow, good or bad. We should get some solid updates tomorrow. Reading some of these, Knights who say nine, not so secret anymore. Yeah, right. Asia, Vietnam, Korea, Japan. Rumors are Indonesia. I haven't been able to support that one. Fair Lady got one. It's good to see you in here. Evening, spoke with my pastor on East End of Cuba, and it is bad with flooding and wind damage. I did see that. I should have had an article for you guys. I had one pulled up earlier. I should have shared it this morning. President Trump receives a gold crown from South Korea. It is a remake, but made in gold of the original piece from the Sella period. It's pretty cool. Probably really upset Schumer because somebody gave him a golden crown. No kings, and they gave him a crown. But Korean politicians were talking about just how much they appreciate him, the hard work he's done, the changes that have come because of Trump. It was like a hoorah pepper rally for Donald Trump, along with a gold crown in Korea. Rick, so that's another conspiracy theory that can be checked off as fact over and over and over and over again. Hola, Lalis. Every time we turn around, we're getting more conspiracy theories proved correct. All right, let's get rid of the news banner. Not a huge amount of news today. Your biggest pieces, secret Closed door meetings, secret is out. Be interesting to see what Secretary of State and some of these U.S. government says about that one. Emergency rallying to have some voting sessions for their parliament. To me, these are very, very, very good signs, like exceptionally good. Helps me deal with the quiet coming from the bond side a little better. Hola, JRT. I have not looked at the Forex charts lately. Yeah, just been busy. I need to take a look. Looking forward to the link. Here, Tom, let me sorry guys, let me leave that one up. I was going too fast. Let me pull that closed door meeting. And it, guys, it is a short one. It is a small blip. It is not much of an article. They're saying, hey, look, happened. Hopefully that link will work for you folks. Let me know. It's always kind of hit and miss on YouTube when you post a link. I just want to know if it worked or not, or whether I need to work on shortening for you. Drammy, that is over the top. You didn't need to do it. Drammy, I will, minus taxes, etc., get that to them. Thank you for that, Drammy. Very kind. Hard thinking. I don't think we're going to. I think we may have some unrest, but I don't think we're going to get civil war, folks. I think sanity is returning too quickly. Overwhelming majority of Americans see the crazy now. Waste what? Well, I'm not certain I know what you mean there. Yeah, I don't know what the first part of that one is, Traveler Ozarks. Lily Pad breaking. Democrats are preparing to surround the White House with millions of protesters on November 5th, demanding Trump's removal from power. All right. Good for them. It won't go well for them. Majority of the Americans still want him there. Majority of the Americans voted for him. They can pitch fit all they want. See, it's that thing that they get really upset about. They keep saying that we need to do away, that needs to be simple majority for everything. I don't think they really mean that, because then they would be never in power again, ever. So good luck on that. Knock yourself out. We'll sit at home and watch, because it's not like Trump's going to be sitting in there. Rain Man, it all has to do with suppression and shadow banning that is being dealt with. Rick, that'll make it easy to round them up. It really will. And because it would be, if they turn violent, then it can be insurrection. Then it gets really easy. Although the Insurrection Act, he could pull it now, guys. If you look at the matter of fact, Jonathan Turley does a piece on this one. I think I've got it in here. If I don't, we're gonna get it in here. All right, so we got emergency meetings, we got secret meetings, and I think these all speak well of where we're at. University of Colorado, TP, Turning Points USA student leader attacked after Antifa posted a hit list. As Democratic leaders like Representative Dan Goldman from New York insist that Antifa does not exist as a group, two Antifa groups, Front Range Antifa and Colorado Springs Antifa, put out a hit list poster on a University of Colorado sophomore. I mean, they made up all kinds of cool stuff about him too. Like really, really stuff to get their followers whipped up and to attack him, and they sure did. Fortunately, he's okay. He got beat with a hockey stick, was able to call police, get support. It is, I am being told, being treated as a hate crime. But then we go into this one. Have you noticed how upset the left is over calling Antifa a terrorist group, or Trump putting them on the terrorist group watch list? I mean, they've got chapters all over the world, which does make it like an international terrorist group, arguably. But the story we get from our own U.S. representatives on the left is that Antifa doesn't really exist, guys. They keep telling us, God, it's just kind of a title. How could you be against that? They don't really exist. It's not really an organization. And they're really upset that he would declare them a terrorist organization. And I'm confused, guys. If they don't really exist, why does it matter if they get named a terrorist group. Like, put on your logic cap, think it through. If you insist that they don't exist, why do you care? Because it would be a law that does nothing, accomplishes nothing. So if they don't exist in any way, why are you upset that they got named a terrorist organization? That would be like being upset that they named, I don't know, the Venus Freedom Party a terrorist organization, that they may show up in ships and bomb. Of course, they don't exist, but why would you care if they don't exist? Why would it even matter? Why would you even deal with the talking point if they don't exist? If they do not in any way, it's not real, it's make believe, then why are you upset that they are on the terrorist list? Because if they don't, you kind of get it. It's so logical. That has anybody backed up and said or thought, that doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. Yeah, MRGC, more and more people are waking up. We're getting more and more of a move. My niece told me Antifa is just philosophy ideas. She was in college at the time. Yeah, isn't it crazy how they have chapters and they have meetings, but they don't exist, and it's just an idea. But meanwhile, they've got front rage Antifa that gets together and post hit lists and have meetings and talk to each other. Colorado Springs, they got Antifa chapters all over the world, but they don't exist. So which is it? Do they exist or don't they exist? This really is a simple one. Yeah, methinks they protest too much. Yeah, he who smelt it dealt it. Let's go back to middle school. All right, just a couple more quick ones that are just too much fun not to touch on. Yeah, prayers heard. It is funny that they are 99% right? I just think about the logic. Letters confirm. I know this is a shocker to you guys. Real shocker to yins. Letters confirm Liz Cheney secretly worked hand in hand with Jack Smith. Two newly released congressional letters confirm years-long reporting that the anti-Trump J6 committee had quietly colluded with special counsel Jack Smith's investigation into President Donald Trump. Of course, they're all claiming none of these things happened. They're not claiming that anything, but for some reason, the evidence doesn't support their feigned innocence. Letters from Representative Benny Thompson, Democrat, Mississippi, disgraced former Republican Liz Cheney, Republican from Wyoming, revealed the lawmakers rushed to hand over evidence before Republicans took control of Congress in 2023. Those exchanges, they produced at least 16 interviews, depositions, transcripts, because they gave everything. I mean, they were they were working hand in hand with Jack Smith. I want you to think about that one. Yet another example of the GOP going after its own because they want to make America great again. Now, before we called it MAGA, they did something very similar and went after Newt Gingrich as Speaker of the House because he was passing all of these, the contract with America. He was passing all these structural changes, all these things that would make America great, help balance the budget. And he had Bill Clinton as president. Can you imagine what he could have done if he wasn't fighting the president? Could have gotten a lot more done, but arguably one of the most successful and accomplished speakers of the House in American history. Definitely in modern history. Although 1990s probably isn't modern history anymore. I'm getting that old. So are you. Think about it. You got a car from the 1990s? It's a classic. It's over 25 years old. So, all right, it's classic. So yet another example of the GOP going after MAGA candidates. I want to drive that one home because the GOP and GOP representatives went after. Unfortunately, they misjudged the backlash and they had to cut their losses. I'm enjoying all this one. It's right. It's a classic. We're classics. Wu Dan Fu, that's like a double classic now. That's 50 years. Jeff, I love that one. Mark, the cat is on the roof. I repeat, the cat is on the roof. Or The rabbit is in the garage. That's an inside joke. See if anybody notices or knows what it is. All right. We got one more, I think. Democrats are panicking. Larry Klayman warns they realize the only way to take control of the society is to destabilize it. Just as predicted months ago by renowned attorney Larry Klayman, the left continues to ramp up violence against ICE in the process of deporting millions of illegal aliens. Now they're awfully excited about their latest opportunity as they are whipping up folks over the EBT SNAP thing. I guess it's an uninformed public that doesn't know about the clean continuing resolution that has been put forth 13 times now by the Republicans to open it. Vintage, I like that one, Colleen. They realize the only thing they can do is foment revolution. They realize, as Karl Marx realized and Saul Alinsky realized, that the way you take control of a society is to destabilize it. This is why I keep telling you folks, just be prepared. Don't participate. Let them be as crazy as they want, and then society is not destabilized. They lose. They don't gain what they are trying to do. If you guys don't rise to the bait, if you don't take the bait, they don't succeed. Don't take the bait. But I did. This one's an interesting, if anybody wants to do a little more of a deep dive, I highly suggest it more often for folks. It's just fantastic. Klayman goes on to say, what is interesting with regard to martial law? There has never been a Supreme Court opinion that outlaws it. I think this is important because I want to touch on this one before I call it a wrap and move on to whiskey and wisdom. We have used it 68 times, meaning martial law has been used 68 times in our nation's history for riots. It is perfectly legal. It can be done by President Trump as a national declaration. It's carried out by a military officer to quiet unrest. In the Insurrection Act, the president has to issue a proclamation, and then he can invoke that to quell unrest and civil disobedience that rises to the level of violence. Those are two tools he can use here, and he ought to use them quickly. He is using the Insurrection Act now and in Chicago, and he's going to the Supreme Court for clearance for that. In closing, we're talking about Klayman here. It's a full court press to destroy us physically in terms of us being able to bring lawsuits, defend lawsuits on behalf of conservative, libertarian, and religious interests in the country. These people are the disciples of the devil, period, as Joe Biden used to say. There's a whole lot in here that is worth unpacking because Klayman rolls it out, talks about the constitutional support for it and why he should. Benny, happy birthday, brother Benny. Wait a minute. Did some people figure out how to change their names back? SMT, yeah. It is funny watching them try to spin this one. Fortunately, the overwhelming majority of Americans see it as just that, a really, really bad attempt. Star Lady, that is exactly the interview that I am referencing. Our boy Greg Hunter from North Carolina had him on USA Watchdog. You can find the link there, or you can just go, for those that follow, over at usawatchdog.com. You can go check out that interview with Klayman. Here we go. A link right there for it. Trump getting ready to end violent U.S. revolution, according to Larry. I think it's going to be a big weekend. I think it's going to be a very fun weekend. Interesting weekend. Praying for everybody's safety. Stay calm. Getting fun. Tom, yeah. Theoretically, with the way Robinhood and some of the other, I don't know specifically Coinbase, I'd have to do some research, but yes, Robinhood, it's held in your name for you, but you don't actually hold. So as I understand it, I don't have this 100% solid. Probably worth the dig in. Yeah, Jake, yeah, just wear your Mad Max outfits for November 1st. That's like for Halloween. We'll all dress as anti or apocalyptic characters. All right, folks, I'm going to call it a wrap right there and see those that would like to join for Whiskey and Wisdom as we get a little relaxed time in. Can't believe it went that long. We didn't have that much news to cover. Just some very interesting, fun stuff. Some interesting stuff. All right. Looking forward to seeing you guys dressing up as MarkZ. I'm dressing up as you. Barbara, there were some fun articles about now that they have tested the floor and pivoted that gold and silver should, now that they have consolidated, should start on its upward trend again. Trying to think of any other fun stuff. Some really fun stuff going on. All right, folks, I will see you in the morning. Unless you're going to be at Whiskey and Wisdom, then I'll see you then. Bye, guys.